Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another edition of Orpheus Plays, here playing the wonderful Blade and Sorcery with buckets and knives and swords, and I hope you're doing awesome wherever you are today as I slip back into radio voice. Hello, welcome back to W Kill Kill Kill. Anyway, whether it's day or night, or you're sitting there on the back of a scooter going down the tight streets in Paris, and you're saying to yourself, oh, I wish I could visit the Eiffel Tower when it's not covered in scaffolding. Anyway, don't worry, we have plenty of fun coming up for you today. We are going to be playing the survival mode here in the market, and that means 3 weapons come out. I get my choice of them, and then I wreak some havoc, wreck some faces, however you want to say it, on these poor NPCs. So, let's get things kicked off. I'm going to start things off with the nice little simple axe right here. Yeah, another day for some great murder here in medieval times, or I don't know, is this in like some weird pocket bubble reality? Because there's magic and all sorts of weird stuff. Anyway, let's do our traditional first slow motion kill of the day. And here we go. Oh, we're wagging our axes at each other. Is this some sort of man thing? Let me wag the axe. Oh, that's what she said. No? There we go. Nice decapitation with his head completely disappearing for that first slow motion kill. All right. Yeah. So I was trying to find a little entertainment the other day. And on YouTube, you know how they do that recommended thing, right? Ow, my turn. They do that recommended thing where it's like, here's what you could watch next based upon your your watch history and your likes and everything. Okay, so have you ever got your algorithm really screwed up, right? Like the way that it suggests things. Like for me, it's like if so I've got my YouTube account hooked up to my projector, like on a Google TV thing. Okay, well, so when it goes in there, we have that up on the wall, and we use it to like watch stuff like the Sleep Core and like some other creators that we like to watch their content and everything. And there are quite a few. There's a lot of good creators on here. Wow. I'm not going to name any names, but you know who you excellent people are, probably. Why would you be watching me anyways? Oh, she tripped and killed herself. Wow. She broke her neck on her friend. But yeah, so what we'll do is like my wife will want to watch something completely random. Like she'll come home from work and be like, "Oh, somebody told me about this video that we should watch," or whatever it is, right? Oh no. And I go, "Oh, let's check it out." Okay, we bring it up and watch it, and then maybe you go down that little rabbit hole where you start watching one video and it says, people who watch this, people who watch this one also might watch similar ones. Then you kind of watch a few videos, and then we go to sleep and wake up the next morning and go to turn on the app on YouTube again, and it's like, or I go on my tablet and it goes like, here's your recommended stuff for today, and it is the most insane stuff sometimes, and I just like, what is like so one of the things that started suggesting to me today was like celebrities, like celebrity gossip, and like the drama vloggers who do like wow, okay, I guess they want me to take this axe, right? That would be the idea here. Let's try one of these. Like celebrity vloggers and like different news publications like Us Weekly, and like anyway. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, why does it keep suggesting this stuff to me? And then I started to look at all of these videos, because you have to like refresh. Oh, hold on, something's wrong with my headset. You have to refresh the recommended things like on a tablet or whatever you pull down, right? So I kept pulling down, and I was like, it keeps suggesting this weird celebrity stuff. And what I noticed is that no matter what videos it would change up, because my algorithm was like stuck. Like it's completely stuck right now. I gotta refresh. I can like delete those other videos from my history and let it start over. Into the pit with you! Mwahaha, the pit of despair. But I was noticing that all the celebrities, basically, they're all getting crazier and crazier and crazier. So, like, years ago, wow, this sounds like it was like a long time ago, but it wasn't. Ooh, a shave for you, sir? Oh, and there's our drama queen of the day. Ding, 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 ding. The one who refuses to get off screen. But I was like years ago, and it wasn't that long ago, but Lady Gaga, right? Like made headlines by being this unusual person who who like wore a meat dress to the Grammys or whatever it was. And like before her there was Marilyn Manson, right? And before her there was what is it? What's his name? Alice Cooper, and you know, it's performance artists, right? But it gets harder to name them as you go further back. And why is that? Well, because, you know, I think celebrities that wanted to be weird before, it was like they were weird people, okay? So like Frank Zappa, another great example. Wow, the sword just fell. It fell from the heavens as if telling me I should use it. Like Frank Zappa. If you ever go listen to Frank Zappa's stuff, he is a very strange individual. Like, his stuff, some of his songs are just odd, right? And there's this huge following. I knew some people in college that were, like, all into Frank Zappa, and I didn't really get it. Like, I know if you're into that kind of music, cool, right? That's your thing. But for me, it was like, what is this guy talking about? Everything that he sings about is weird, and it makes you feel weird. But that's kind of the point of his music. Well, okay, so as we go on, there's more and more names that you can start naming off, and don't ask me to, Mr. Up on Current Pop Culture, but you know who I'm talking about, like families that are famous for being famous, and not going to mention any names, because, I mean, shoot, I don't want that stuff in my subtitles or anything like that, so it doesn't direct me to, you know, that kind of celebrity thing that I'm talking about, but like, whoever they are now, they're getting crazier and crazier, right? So you got these like, oh, I got $1 million outfit, but no, that's not good anymore. Now you got to take a tour of their $1 billion lifestyle, and now they've got to dress with like a, you know, okay, so you've seen the music artists and the stage performers and everything. They just dress nuts, right? They make some fashion decision, right? Like whether it be, I don't know, for example, and you might immediately cue in on this, someone who's got white lensless glasses and has a giant afro. Okay, well, you know, sorry for party rocking, right? So that guy, that's his thing. But like, okay, now he becomes just one in a huge group of people that are trying to be weirder and weirder and weirder. And so my great example from when I was growing up is Elton John, right? So Elton John, huge, amazing performer, had such an influence on the music industry, changed things so much, but what he also did was change perceptions of what entertainment was, right? So Elton John was this flamboyant, he'd come out, and every time he was known, he's known for having different... Is he still alive? Forgive me for not knowing. Let's see. I'll cut it out. Well, maybe I won't. I was going to say, I was going to ask one of my home assistant things, but I don't want it triggering one of yours at home, so never mind. I'm just going to assume that he's alive. So he's known for coming out on stage with these amazing outfits that are just, you know, flowery and covered with feathers and sequins and everything. Well, that kind of evolved, right? There was always that kind of nuttiness about him, right? Everything that he did was just a little crazy, like Saturday Night, you know, and all these great songs by him. And a lot of them I played when I was a wedding DJ. Like, these were songs that they would get requested, or at every single one. Well, so before him and at the same time as him was Liberace, right? Liberace, a man known for, like, if you want to see the epitome of, like, music, flamboyance, and cheese, this guy'd come out, like, covered in, like, rhinestones, like a suit made out of rhinestones, and, like, a flower boa, and, like... He had a piano that was covered with candelabras and like shiny like silver candelabras and like a mirrored piano and stuff. And everyone back then was like, "Oh, he's not gay, right? He's just a really flamboyant entertainer." And they started doing the same thing with Elton John. "Oh, he's not gay, he's flamboyant." Well, okay, I understand that we didn't really accept the whole lifestyle choice thing very much back then. Why are my swords just going through you? What is going on? Can I just kind of saw a little bit? Okay. But lifestyle choices were not as accepted back then. And so society told themselves that these people weren't being flamboyant for the sake of being flamboyant. They were, or because they were gay or homosexual, whatever, or whatever choice they made, people were like, "Nah, they're just crazy and out there." Well, now people are just crazy and out there, right? It seems like people have to get weirder and weirder and more flamboyant. And I think... Shoot your arrow. And I think part of the reason behind that is because of a concept that I've addressed in another video. It's like the saturation of music, of entertainment, right? It's everything there's more and more entertainment. You can get your music from 100 different sources and from a million different people. There are music sites where you can go to and it's all free stuff, and it's people that are just sitting in their room making stuff on their computer or their tablet or whatever. And it's incredible that there's so much choice for entertainment. But the thing is, it becomes to the point where, and this is what you see on YouTube as well, right? You have people that there's so many choices out there that you have to not just find a niche audience, right? So like for me, I have no idea what my niche audience is. Like I look at the demographics for my content, and like it makes basically no sense to me. So I started off in a certain age group, and now I've spread out to a lot more age groups. So like now my audience is really wide. But the weird thing about that is like I haven't like a niche, right? I guess it's gaming, but I also like instead of just gaming, I talk about like real life and stuff. Oh, okay. She's hiding. Oh no. Okay. But I talk about like my life and everything. So like, is it story time or is it gaming or whatever? Well, the thing is, maybe I have sort of a unique angle on things, right? I don't know how many people are out there doing this sort of gameplay or story time or whatever we're going to call it, right? But like, if you do that, if you have your own niche, great. Like if you're the only person or one of a few people doing it, that's awesome. But what if you're just your everyday creator, right? What if you just have a little channel and you want to just kind of dick around a little bit? By the way, when I started my channel, I started my channel in 2008, like long time ago. And the only reason was it was first my YouTube account. Then I started uploading a few things for a job that I was working for. And that was mostly for ease of use. So like I could play it at work without having thumb drives and stuff. Anyway, but I grew my channel just like by just starting to upload content. And the thing that's weird about it is I'm not having to do anything like, ooh, fantastic, right? I still don't understand like the concept of like how to grow your channel. And one of the things that I see is have contests and giveaways. Okay, leave a suggestion below on what kind of contests and giveaways you think I should do, because like all the ways that they describe it is like pick a prize that's worth $1,000 or a trip somewhere or what, or like or the other end is like, oh, tell people you give them a shout out. Okay, well here's the thing, I have brain damage and I don't use a script. So unless we're on like one of my other gameplay videos like GTA or Red Dead Online or something like that, I'm not going to be able to do a shout out unless I put it as an overlay for my video. And even then, I mean, come on, is that really like you want a contest for something? Okay, here's your name on a screen, or here's your name that I said once. If I was going to run a contest, I would want to, get more out of that, at least for you guys. And so I'm having to try to figure out, because, growth like this is organic growth. I love you guys for doing this. Just kind of finding me and then just kind of giving me a chance. That's what's amazing about YouTube, is that's what can happen. But since YouTube has become such a... Get off my sword. Since YouTube has become such a saturated marketplace, there's so much out there. Creators have to resort to doing just weird stuff, right? And it's kind of changed over the years. You've had, prank channels, and you've had those... Well, I mean, most of them were prank channels at one point. You had the big YouTubers going out and grabbing girls' butts and stuff, and I'm gonna call my friend and tell him that my hamster died, or whatever the hell, right? And then you get those the ones that were call someone at 3 a.m. and it's someone ridiculous, I'm gonna call Darth Vader at 3 a.m. Come to the dark side, it's 3 a.m. Okay, calm down. So it's crazy stuff like that. I do put some of my titles in caps and stuff, and but I don't do it again, I am anti-clickbait, so you'll never see that stuff OMG, biggest, craziest, awesome, most thing ever, or I'm even trying to stay away from things that are I tried blank and this is what happened, right? I've seen a lot of those on different channels. There's nothing wrong with these concepts. I don't know. I try to give you guys as an audience a lot more credit than that. Being able to find content that you enjoy, right? And it's without having to be all crazy and flamboyant, right? I don't have to have a huge social media presence. As a matter of fact, I have basically no social media presence. I don't have to, wear crazy clothes or have, special guest star, big, huge YouTuber blank. Now, another thing that you're supposed to do is collaboration. Again, how do I find someone to in this content or this context, how do I find someone to do this with, right? Hey, this is Orpheus, and if you want to play alongside with me on a game like this, I guess we could play GTA or Red Dead Online, but I mean, again, is it just we're going to be riffing off each other? I guess that's cool, but how do I find someone like that, right? I'm not just going to go to some huge channel and at them and be like, hey buddy, you want to do some gameplay? Because it's who am I, right? Who am I? You guys are starting to get to know who I am, but I can't condense all of that into one little pill that I can feed somebody. So I guess I kind of have to wait, but I mean, suggestions? Leave them below. If you know anybody that might want to do a collab, and I mean, you guys might know what kind of content I have better than I do. I don't know, I just kind of do this stuff, right? I don't really have I don't have a game plan, I just kind of game and I play music in the background, and that's the fun part. But I don't know. I mean, what would you say is my channel niche? What is what sort of people do I attract? If I could break every single one of you down, you watching right now, if I could break you down to the likes and dislikes, an online profile, what kind of similarities do you think I would find between everybody? I mean, besides maybe things like age, or that you're into technology, or that you're into a game like this. See, what I'm doing is I'm tricking people. Don't worry, it's not that kind of thing. I'm tricking people with the gameplay. Right? I'm coming in and I'm like, hey, I'm Orpheus, your old pal, and I'm doing this awesome gameplay with this awesome game that a lot of people like. And whatever oh God. You cooked him before he was dead. It's nice. Hot. But oh, look at this awesome gameplay that I've got. Lady. Seriously. Y'all need licenses to use these things. Come here. But what kind of niche do I have? Who are these people? Okay, so when I say that I fool you, so I got this gameplay that I do, right? And it's I'm slashing and hacking and showing off mods and all this stuff. But the thing is, I'm tricking you into hearing maybe a little bit of wisdom. I'm tricking you and having a little bit more fun because the background noise that you would normally just have up on a screen or something is someone telling you about life, right? Someone telling you about some of the hardships, some of the nasty things that have happened, some of the awesome things that have happened, right? Trying to give you a message of hope. And that's kind of my goal, right? But that's what I kind of trick you with, because you come for the blood and guts and you stay for the story. It's kind of like the sermon that comes with the soup, right? So the thing that I'm trying to avoid is being this big, crazy streamer, right? And doing all this crazy stuff, and I don't know. But that's the thing about musicians, to loop it back around to the beginning. Why does everybody have to be Elton John these days, right? Why does everybody feel that they have to be like crazy? What was even that aim? Ew. Like these crazy flamboyant, like out there, gotta be the weirdest one with the weirdest things. Oh, I only eat, what was that thing? The like different performers, they have what's called a rider on their contract when they go on concert tour. The places promise that they'll have certain things for the celebrity when they're there. And it's like, I only want green M&Ms. So that means someone has to, used to, back before they sold entire bags of green M&Ms, someone would have to buy a bunch of M&Ms and sort out the one, but like celebrity weirdness. Why? Never really explained. The green ones have the superpowers or whatever. I don't know. But, being nuts is now like the standard because there's so many people, so many types of entertainment, so many places to get, information and I don't know. But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, don't fall for the flashy things, right? Because 9 times out of 10, especially here on YouTube, when it makes a lot of noise and it gets your attention by just being out there, it's probably not going to be what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to entertain you a little bit. But the thing is, I'm not going to be a person who makes you wait 20 minutes before I get to the punchline, right? Like, you see this title on a video that's like, oh my God, my house burned down, right? And they'll talk about nothing for 15 minutes. And then when they get to the 17.5-minute mark, or whatever, monetization line that gets drawn, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, then they're like, oh, and by the way, I had a model house that I built and it burnt down, that kind of thing. But I see that and like, I'm not going to waste your time. I don't want to do that. I have more respect for you, man. I know you're here. You're giving me some of your time to kind of entertain you and give you a little bit of information about life and the world. Or to just rap with you, just kind of sit down and just talk, right? That's kind of what I try to do when I do these videos. Is I don't imagine that I've got like a microphone or that I'm like live on TV with 100 million people watching. That makes you into someone. Come here, back out of the bucket, chop. But like. That makes you into someone who talks like when you see those New Year's Eve live things, right? Whatever channels do them, and you go and you see them and they're like, hey, we're here outside right now and we're having the biggest time of our life here at the New Year's Eve celebration, right? That it doesn't make it any more fun to have someone acting like a jerk. And at the end of it, do you feel like you had like a warm experience, or does it feel all fake and like weird? Well, the way that you get avoid that, by beating a lady with a crystal, is by just talking like you're sitting in the same room with somebody. And that's kind of what I go for, right? I try to make it so like you and I are just sitting on the couch together. I'm playing a video game here, and you're just kind of listening to me talk about life. And I like that. I really like being able to like basically just virtually sit in your home with you, or in your car, or in class. Try not to do it in class. Come on now. Or wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And that's why I say, whether it's day or night, right? I like being here entertaining you, and I like being here just telling you about life, and I like playing this game. So the three of those go together, and here we go, Orpheus Plays. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. I hope you stay good, and I hope you treat yourself well, because you know what? You deserve it. All right, bye.